Another beautiful day, crisp, cold air. So if I were to describe, how I was in the beginning, with in a way that you would understand, like I was in a survival state of like 1,000. So it was like a chaos. The sound that was like, right? Survival, chaos, right? And then doing the work, a year later, it went from that to like, right? It's still survivally, of course. You're not out of the woods yet. And then eventually, third year, it's like, sounds like an ABBA song, right? And then 3.5 years doing the work, you're like, now 4 years ish, you're like, bing, boom, right? And then life will, I'm sure, it'll throw you curveballs where you might go up a bit, where you're like, right? But you got the tools now to do the work. We know it'll allow it, let it do its thing. We know how to empty that allostatic load bucket and, pull down the baseline over time, right? And once you get good at it, you got a good routine. Eventually, it just goes down to right where it's just silent. And of course, life will throw curveballs. It'll go up and down, but you won't be stuck in a survival state anymore, right? And it's supposed to go up and down, but you're not going to let it get out of hand where it's at 1,000, and you're not going to let it stay there, right? It's supposed to move up and down. And you're supposed to move with it, right? So we allow. This is where we're doing allow and engage right now. My hands are cold, but okay, let's go. I'm going to pull over. I'm going to do an allow and engage, because this is what you do if you have thoughts, symptoms, feelings, right? You feel anxious. And it's, pulling at your sweater going, hey, no, but we got to talk about this. And you don't want to distract, right? Of course. We want to allow it. So this is what I did. I was processing my emotions, thoughts, feelings, symptoms, what if thoughts, catastrophizing thoughts, everything. All the same umbrella. Right, we're just going to pull over here. We're going to look at that little valley. And we're going to allow whatever needs to come up, let it come up. Feel the feelings, right? You're going to get triggered. You're not going to feel good. You might be a little shaky. Might be overwhelming. You might suck. You might be scared. You might have a lot of fear, but sit in that fear. Allow it. And go, okay, Limby, show me what you got. Send me what you got. Whatever it is, I don't care. Do your thing. I want you to run wild. I'm going to allow you to run wild. Do your thing. Picture it passing through your chest and your neck. Right? And it's not supposed to feel good, but you should feel some energy burning off a bit. And it's passing through you and out through the back. And now we engage. Beautiful. And while you engage, you bring it with you, right? You let it sit on your shoulder, whatever it is, because we have an open door policy. We don't want to resist it, but we also got to move on with our day, right? So we keep going, we engage, and that's it. And then when you have a chance later, try to picture yourself, right? We want to bring ourselves from that survival state down to rest and digest. So you can kind of picture it this way, that you're, you want to act like you're overcooked noodles, right? Like overcooked by like a half an hour, right? It looks like noodles, but when you go to touch it, it just goes mush, right? You want to be mush, like mashed potatoes, hot mashed potatoes with butter. I think I'm hungry. And amazing gravy going throughout your body. You can feel the warm gravy. And you're drunk, overcooked noodles. I don't know why drunk makes sense, but it just does. Right? You're just Overcooked, right? And then you bring your shoulders down. Bring them down. See how far you can bring them down. This is where you use your body and the attitude. So we already did the allow and engage. We talked about, the sound frequency that you make when you're in a survival state. And over the years of doing the work, bringing your baseline down, doing your visuals, right? Working on emptying your allostatic loads and bringing your baseline down. The sounds that I made kind of describe where you should be at, right? So, with being overcooked noodles, you literally, right? You kind of be aware of your body and go, hey, body, soften up a bit. Bring down your shoulders, right? And I know that trying to push your body to do something, it'll do what it's supposed to do anyway. We got to work with our programming here, and the body will do its thing. But if you take some time and go, hey, drop your shoulders a bit, act like drunk noodles, right? That brings your baseline down, which in turn calms the alarm system, which will reflect on your body again. So you use this to trigger this, to work the program, to put this down, right? Because your body's got receptors and it's always sending information. So it's always the brain that we're working on. This is the boss. This is the control center, right? But you can use the body to update the control center. And I did some easy activities. All I did is I pictured myself, right? I'd go from top to bottom. I go, all right. Breathe in. All right, we're gonna get loose. Loose as a goose, I used to say. And I used to do this by myself in a warm truck. Actually, at the time it was a car, right? I'd be in the car, have a little tea or water. I'd be like, all right, we did the survival state sounds to kind of trigger an idea of where I'm gonna be, right? Instead of going, I'm gonna go from to right? Rest and digest. Out of dis-ease to ease. I whistled. And then I did my allow and engaging. And then, right, I would act like I was overcooked noodles, right? So you just, right, you tell yourself, okay, let's drop because you might not notice, just drop your shoulders a bit. Oh, right? Start with your head, right? Let's loosen your face. Let's loosen your forehead muscles. Oh, okay. Let's all the muscles in your head, let them drop. Just like, okay, right? Act like you're drunk. You're just lazy and sloppy and drunk, and you're loose as a goose, right? So we go from the top to the bottom, shoulders drop, right? Yeah. Right? You act like you're lazy, right? Overcooked noodles. They're just overcooked, right? You might, right? You act like drunk, overcooked noodles. You might slobber a little bit. That's great. Slobbering, well, you don't have to slobber, but you just, right? It indicates that you're loose as a goose, right? And you go down to your stomach. Breathe in, push out your gut muscles so they're like a balloon, right? And just let it be drunk. Your butt muscles, let them melt. Your leg muscles, just let them sink into the seat. And then your feet, let them, right? Right? So you're acting like overcooked drunk noodles, right? You're so soft, like you look like a noodle, but if somebody were to press into you, you would just come apart slowly like mashed potatoes. And it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing, right? You're just putty. You're just, right? Overcooked noodles. Picture it. Feel it. Be that. And then right when you don't think you can bring your shoulders down more, go, dude, you barely started. You could bring it down another 10. Bring it down another 10. Right? You're like, what? I already did bring it down. Bring it down. Oh, I guess I could. Even though it's not really going down anymore, in your mind, you think all of a sudden, I thought I had it down, but no, oh my goodness, I can bring it down even more, right? So you're picturing that your shoulders going down even more, and you act even more sloppy, drunk, overcooked, right? Relaxed, and we're trying to replicate and create this image of total ease, almost too much ease, right? Where you're just sloppy. You're just a sloppy, overcooked noodle. You do that for a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out. And that's it. And you know what? I used to do this maybe once a week because I would forget. I'd be like, hey, let's do that thing with the noise because it reminds me. Let's do an allow and engage. I did allow and engaging all the time, right? And then sometimes if I wanted to be proactive, I would do the, act like overcooked drunk noodles. Once a week, sometimes once a month. But believe it or not, I really enjoyed it. And it really did help. So why don't you try that? Give it a shot, right? And sit in the dose of it, right? You're just mush. And picture go through your whole body parts, all the body parts, and loosen up every part, even your eyebrows, right? You can touch them, go, all right, I want you to loosen up and just be fucking mush, right? You're just, right? And your chest, your muscle, oh, it needs a little relief. Oh, you have so much tension, right? And you're just pretending that you're pressing down, and it's turning into mush. As soon as you press it, you're like, oh, right? Your eyebrows, oh, your cheek. You picture your finger going in your cheek. Oh, but it feels good. But it feels so good. And don't do it when there's like the public around or in a parking lot where people can see you, because they might think that you're an addict and you just got high, and then the police might be tapping on your window, right? Hey, look. And you might get into a situation. Dolly, look. Look. I just knocked. It's okay. It's okay. Go to sleep.